Hello everyone and welcome back to another Magitek VR video. Today we are going over the Tech Bow, which is a fairly recent addition, and we're going to go over the features, how it works, some bugs and things like that. But real quick, I wanted to thank everyone for the support on all of my other Magitek videos, including the most recent one about water bending. I posted it quite a while ago, but out of nowhere it just kind of blew up. It has like 11,000 views by now or something like that. Since you guys are liking the Magitek content, I decided, might as well go back to that. I made a couple videos on it before and I really like the game, so we're gonna go ahead and check out this new feature. So first of all, the only addition I'm gonna be talking about today is the Tech Bow. There are other tech weapons like the Tech Sword that will be coming out soon. I think they're in development right now. What this whole tech thing means, it means that you will be using your elemental powers and basically channeling it into these different weapons to make them more powerful, or they have like different uses because of that. So for example, with the Tech Bow, once you choose your element and hold on to the bow, it will switch to that element, and once you fire an arrow, it will change corresponding to that element. Each element will have a different arrow that comes out of the bow, and each one will have different effects. So for example, the fire one is just a regular fire arrow. It does a lot of damage and overheats the robotic enemies over time. The earth arrow does a decent amount of damage, and it seems to have sort of like an impact thing, though it doesn't really seem to affect the enemies. If you shoot it within a radius, you still have to hit them with the arrow. Maybe this pushes them back a little bit or something. I couldn't really observe the effects of this arrow. So the air arrow, it kind of just turns into a gust of wind, similar to one of the powers that you would use when you have it in your hands. So I'm a little confused as to why you wouldn't just use your normal air power and use the bow. Maybe to conserve mana or something, I'm not sure. And lastly, the water arrow actually acts like an icicle that you could, like I said earlier, just use with your regular powers. But I think the point of this bow is that you get more powerful arrows and you're able to conserve your mana. As you can see here, I'm demonstrating that the elemental stuff does not work on any other weapon, just the Tech Bow. Fire still heats up the weapons, but that's always been a feature. But other than that, there's no other differences. One other special thing I wanted to mention about these bows or the arrows, I'm not sure if all of them do this. I only kind of coincidentally did this once, like on accident, but if you manage to collide your enemy's element, like if an enemy was shooting a fireball at you, for example, which is what was happening to me, and you shoot an arrow at that fireball, you will be able to either deflect it, which I think is what the air arrow does, or destroy it altogether, which I think the fire and the earth ones do. I'm not sure about the water. So those are the main features of the Tech Bow, and I just wanted to mention one bug that I experienced when firing it. Well, actually, first of all, I wanted to talk about the aiming. It is a little bit difficult to get a grasp of, and it's difficult to repeatedly fire over and over, but I'm guessing this is because the developers don't want you to like rapid fire and exploit the bow. But one thing I noticed, even if you're rapid firing or not, sometimes when you pull the bow back either too far or too close or something like that, the bow actually ends up misfiring and it fires on you and damages you, which is not good. I'm not sure exactly why this happens, but I think it's when you either go too quickly or if you pull it back too far. I think it has something to do with tracking or how the bow works, and it just breaks it. As you can see in the video, I tested the bow with different magical arrows on different enemies and even the mech boss, and from what I've tested, from what I've learned, I've seen that the fire arrow actually does the most damage. Like I said, I'm not completely sure of all the effects of all the arrows, but yeah, the fire one definitely does a lot of damage. So yeah, I think that about covers it for the Tech Bow, the new Magitek VR feature that I wanted to talk about today. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you like Magitek VR videos and want to see more of it, I love this game, I love playing it, I love making videos on it, it's so fun. If you want to see more of that, make sure to subscribe, of course, like the video, and comment down below what you think of this new bow and the new tech weapons that are coming soon. I appreciate you all watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!